Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Makovic. It is a first alert weather day as an atmospheric river makes its way across the Bay Area. This is video taken just moments ago from Oakland, where drivers right now are dealing with some flooded roadways. Let's get right into our first alert forecast with meteorologist Zoe Mintz.
More active weather on the way all across the Bay Area. Basically every single day this week there is a weather alert day. Not because every single day we'll be seeing all day rainy conditions, but there is the chance for rain for at least parts of the Bay Area every single day this week. As you can see today, the stream of it is directly cutting the Bay Area in half, and it's going to continue throughout the afternoon and evening hours, bringing us this widespread moisture and bringing us some pockets of heavier downpours as well. There actually, if we take a zoomed in view in downtown San Francisco, has been over an inch of rain in just an hour. As you can see, those heavy pockets of downpours continue to make their way over directly downtown, over parts of the peninsula as well, which is why we do actually have flood advisories in effect. Because again, with just an inch of rain in only an hour, low-lying areas, minor flooding is currently taking place, and again is likely going to continue throughout the later morning hours. But the rain is going to continue much longer than just the later morning hours. It's going to continue all the way through the end of the week. Right now, though, again, it's cutting the Bay Area in half. So it's from Half Moon Bay over to San Francisco, Oakland, Concord. This is where the stream of moisture is going to continue basically all day long. While if you live farther north, if you live in Santa Rosa, you're basically not going to be seeing anything until the later parts of the day today. And if you live down north San Jose, unfortunately, you're not going to see anything at all today or into early tomorrow. It's not until late Tuesday evening that widespread rain and windy conditions will be making their way all across the Bay Area and bringing everybody the better potential to see that rainfall. Again, this afternoon and evening, it's going to continue along that very narrow band. This is what we consider a textbook atmospheric river. It's a narrow river of moisture that's continuing to bring the potential for flooding rainfall. And when it continues to push over the exact same area basically all day long, any areas that are already seeing flooding this morning with additional rain this afternoon, we are going to continue to see flooding threats. So again, downtown San Francisco, let's replay this so you could actually follow along. Timestamp, bottom right corner of the screen. 10, 11, 12, rain continuing, and then some heavier pockets by the afternoon and into the early evening hours. This rain is going to continue to make its way farther north, though, by later today. It'll kind of quiet down as it does so, and into the overnight hours, we'll really not see all too much activity, although some low-hanging cloud coverage, some misty conditions likely going to stick around into early Tuesday morning. But most of the day Tuesday, not all too much to talk about. Definitely not as rainy as today. It's not until Tuesday night and into early Wednesday morning that the widespread heavy downpours will be moving in, and this is going to be combined with very, very windy weather. The windy weather with very saturated soil is likely going to lead to some downed tree limbs and power outages, which is why we do currently have widespread high wind watches in effect. High wind watches and high wind warning likely going to be playing effect throughout the day Tuesday and into early Wednesday. 60+ mile-an-hour wind gusts, especially along our coastal communities, and then the highest elevations of our North Bay communities. I wouldn't be surprised if we did pick up a 60 or 70 mile-an-hour wind gust. Let's take a closer look, though, show you exactly what we're going to be seeing over the next several days when it comes to those winds, because that's going to be the biggest issue, because the rain falling right now, it's saturating the soils. And the snow falling on top of the Sierra actually is coming along with a good amount of energy. There was some thunder snow. If you look, a little few strikes of lightning earlier this morning. Most of that energy, though, not going to stick around this afternoon, but just kind of lets you know that this is a powerful storm system. It's going to drop upwards of 2 to 3 feet of snow. And that's just towards South Lake Tahoe. Higher elevations up near Kirkwood, you could potentially be seeing upwards of that 4 feet of snow mark by the time things are all said and done by the end of the week. That is fantastic news for all of you skiers and snowboarders who have unfortunately dealt with a pretty quiet start to the season. The season is going to ramp up over the next several days. Along with the winds, again, this is Tuesday evening through early Thursday morning. Tuesday night, 2 a.m. This is actually early Wednesday morning, technically. This is when the highest winds will be upon us. This is when we're going to be seeing those 50 to 60 mile-an-hour wind gusts, especially closer to our coastal communities, downtown San Francisco, and over to Oakland. Likely going to be above that 50 mile-an-hour threshold. Please keep that in mind. Secure any loose outdoor objects now. They will blow away, and potentially get ready for picking up down to tree limbs and maybe even some trees themselves, because with soil saturated, it doesn't take a lot of winds to blow them over, maybe knock down some power lines and lead to some power outages. This will all be waking up early Wednesday morning. There will be quiet time Wednesday afternoon before more winds head our way late Wednesday and into early Thursday. Late Wednesday, that's Christmas Eve, and into early Thursday, that's Christmas morning. So I want everyone to be prepared for a very windy Christmas Eve and Christmas morning, although not as windy as Tuesday night and into early Wednesday morning. So a lot of winds, a lot of rain, although today's rain not going to be anything too crazy. We're likely only going to be seeing an additional couple of hundredths of an inch to the highest amounts across our North Bay, as that river of moisture is going to continue to stream farther north later today, fizzling out a little bit by early tomorrow, and then that next round of rain arriving Tuesday and into Wednesday. And this is when places like San Jose and our inland East Bay communities will be finally picking up some of that rain. You're not going to be shadowed by the mountains likely, as heavier downpours will be moving overhead. Quarter of an inch for you guys, likely going to be a half of an inch for downtown San Francisco, maybe an inch and a half across our North Bay communities. And then more rounds of rain arriving late Wednesday and into Thursday and sticking around by Friday. Total accumulation likely going to be anywhere from a half of an inch to an inch across our inland East Bay communities and down towards Monterey, Salinas, maybe Hollister Heights, slightly higher. Santa Cruz Mountains, 3 to 4 inches, along with our North Bay communities. This is where we're going to be seeing that highest potential of flooding rainfall. Minor flooding is already occurring. And again, any additional heavy downpours on top of the rain, it is going to lead to flooding concerns. And there already are flood advisories and flood watches in effect. It's going to stay in effect throughout the end of the week. But look at this. By the time that we step out Friday night into Saturday, the weekend of weather is looking a lot quieter, which is great news for anybody that has any weekend plans. You should be good to go. But I want to make sure you grab a jacket, because it's going to be chilly out there by the weekend. Cooler conditions, but at least sunnier conditions will be moving in. Rainy weather, though, sticking around every single day this week. Keep that umbrella handy. You're definitely going to need it. If we take a look at our 7-day forecast, again, we're going to continue to see weather alert dates in effect. I would not be surprised if we did extend it through Friday as well, just to be safe. And then by Saturday and Sunday, quieter, sunnier. Look at the temperatures, though. We've been sitting in the upper 50s to low 60s for the past several days. It's been comfortable, a little bit muggy out there. By Saturday and Sunday, we'll be back into the mid to lower 50s, maybe even some upper 40s sprinkled in there. So it will be a lot chillier this weekend, definitely feeling more like winter. But today is technically the first official day of the winter season, and it feels like it for the Bay Area. It's atmospheric river season. That's what we normally expect in the winter, and that's exactly what we're getting. Unfortunately, it doesn't come at a great time, because it's Christmas week. A lot of you are going to be getting out and about. You're going to be traveling on the roads or in the sky. Expect delays. Give yourself extra time. Pack your patience for your Christmas week, or if you can, stay home, hunker down next to a nice warm fireplace with your friends and family. Quite a lot of rain continuing to make its way all across the Bay Area along this narrow stream of moisture that's brought significant rain across San Francisco and the peninsula early this morning. In fact, there was over an inch of rainfall in just 1 hour in downtown San Francisco, which is why there was actually flood advisories in effect. But let's take a look at some of those rainfall totals, because it was very narrow areas that actually saw some heavier rainfall. Over 1.75 inches in downtown San Francisco. That's just so far. These totals are only going to get higher and higher throughout the day. Over 2.5 inches in Berkeley. Over an inch in Napa, Petaluma, over 3 inches in Santa Rosa, and up towards Healdsburg. But you'll notice how very stark the cutoff is between the excessive rain in the places that are dealing with a little bit of minor flooding to places like Concord that's only seen 0.05 inches. But again, they're looking at rain right now. Those numbers are only going to get higher and higher throughout the afternoon hours. Farther south, though, you'll notice San Jose, Livermore. Unfortunately, you're right at the edge of that atmospheric river. You're right at the cusp of it. And that does mean you're really not going to be seeing all too much throughout today. It's not until late tomorrow evening that everybody is going to be seeing more widespread activity. So yes, unfortunately, San Jose, you're probably wondering, where's all the rain? You promised me for rain. It will be coming your way, and it will also be coming along with some windy conditions as well. Again, that's not going to be until later Tuesday night and into early Wednesday. Taking a look at that big picture pattern, though, again, we are seeing that stream of atmospheric river moisture continuing to make its way really just across the Bay Area. Northern California, Southern California, dry right now. But we're going to continue to see that stream of atmospheric river moisture making its way throughout the next week of weather. It's going to continue to move up and down the coast of California, bringing quite a lot of rainy, windy, and active weather along with it. So keep that in mind for any travel plans. If you're heading anywhere across the state, there is going to be rain as far south as San Diego and Los Angeles, all the way up to Redding and Eureka. That rain will continue again along with those very windy conditions. It is a series of holiday storms that's on the way that's going to bring widespread excessive rainfall. These areas in yellow, this is the excessive rainfall risk for today. Obviously, as you can see, that includes the Bay Area. That's a level 2 out of 4 on our excessive rainfall scale. It extends all the way to the foothills of the Sierra, where upwards of 10 to 14 inches of rain has fallen just in the past 48 hours. And again, any additional rain on top of the already saturated soil is likely going to lead to some debris and mud flows. We're going to continue to see the excessive rainfall. This is tomorrow's outlook. This outlook is going to continue to make its way farther and farther south across Southern California. Los Angeles going to begin to see that excessive rainfall by as soon as Tuesday evening and into Wednesday. And then we'll be seeing the gusty winds come along with it. Again, there's quite a lot of activity to track throughout the next week of weather. I'll break down all the details that you need to know, including the exact timing of those windy conditions, when we might see a few power outages, along with maybe even some water spouts and very wavy winds, all things that are coming up this week.